What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and Johnny Nelson. Get this. Deontay Wilder will never box again after losing to the baddest man on the planet following the brutal knockout from Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder may never fight again after losing his trilogy bout to Tyson Fury. That is according to Johnny Nelson, the former cruiserweight world champion, who claims that Wilder's pride is hurt after coming up short against Fury as he lost his baddest man on the planet tag. The Bronze Bomber has hinted in a boxing comeback after his loss to the Gypsy King later this year, with his team targeting a fight against Robert Helenius. However, Helenius appears to prefer a clash against the winner of Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk, as we know. But Nelson believes Wilder will never be motivated enough to step between the ropes, as he has also made so much money. Already, he doesn't feel he has to come back. Okay? And this is what Johnny Nelson said, quote, "I think I've heard this a good few months ago. I still doubt it, and the reason why I still doubt it is because Deontay still fights with a lot of pride involved, so I think the Tyson Fury fight really hurt his pride. He's not a great lover of our sport, so when he's out, he's out. He ain't watching all this sort of stuff, and he's very, very wealthy, and it's about the motivation. Look at Andy Ruiz. How many fights has he had since he's lost to Anthony Joshua? Is it one? And so what's happened is this guy has a completely different lifestyle for he and his family. So his hunger and his desire has changed. Now, I'm not saying that has made a difference to Deontay Wilder. What's made a difference is the fact that the persona that he believed in himself in regards of being the baddest man on the planet has now been broken, and that was the one thing that helped drive him on. So now, knowing he's not the baddest man on the planet and having all those millions to go back to, he's thinking he don't have to do this. Those are the words of Johnny Nelson. Let me counterpunch. Johnny brought up some good points. As far as having to fight again, he doesn't need to. He admitted that. Like, hey, I got money. I make more money outside the ring. So if he makes more money outside the ring, you know, what's going to bring him back into the ring, especially him admitting that, hey, it's not a natural thing to get hit in the head. Okay, that's not a natural thing to occur. That's dangerous. So he's letting you guys be aware that he knows that, hey, this shit's dangerous what we do. People lose our lives in there, as he also said, you know, and is his spirit broken because Tyson Fury made him understand that he's not the best fighter at heavyweight, okay? And that's what we know. Tyson Fury can beat Deontay Wilder because he's done it twice. But most importantly, okay, and I want to let you guys understand what the third fight was really about. The third fight was really about everyone, including Deontay Wilder, claiming that Deontay Wilder was cheated. Okay? If he was cheated in any way, it wasn't because of the gloves, but the things that he said that happened in the second fight, anybody outside looking in, including myself, seeing that, yo, dude, you're just reaching. Like, those type of things didn't happen. And the amount of people that ran with it because they made a shitload of money, okay, you know, and I'm talking about other YouTube channels. They made money off of making it about race, for one, making it about the guy from a different race cheating on another guy that's not from his race, for two, and how corrupt the boxing sport is, for three. And what happened, since this is the sport that I love, that I hate so much, they were able to make people believe, like, yo, look at them gloves. Yo, why was he able to do Deontay like that? Yo, we got records that Deontay was talking about his chin and his jaw and his mandible. And, we heard so many different things. We heard about the ref was drunk. The ref was like a crab in the barrel. The coach. So it's the coach with the water, and you know what I mean? So it was spiked, and then Fury had to be doing all this too. And so all these factors had to happen to Deontay in order for him to let that O go. That's how shows you how bad he was, how he was still the baddest man on the planet. Well, however, the third fight solved all that. The fucking gloves were sliced open, as you guys can remember. Tay Jones was there with the camera, and he was still saying, like, hey, this is some bullshit. And he's like, okay, what's bullshit about it? We've cut these fucking things apart. Let you look inside of them. Let you see what they're made out of. Okay? And that's what the third fight was about. It's just the third fight happened to be one hell of a fight. Okay? If it was a 2 or 3 round fight, it would have been all about the second fight. If the third one would have been over like that, that's what we would that's what we have been still talking about to this day. But since the third fight was so good, people really now remember the competitiveness of that particular fight versus the other bullshit that people sprayed over that second fight. Okay? And it had to happen like that. So to say all that to say this, is Deontay Wilder's pride broken? Maybe a little bit, maybe. The only way we're going to find out is Deontay Wilder gets back into the ring and shows people that his pride is still there. Shows people that he is still that fierce competitor. That guy with the hand cannon. So that's the only way that we're going to know that. Now, it was clever of Johnny Nelson. That he brought up the comparison of Andy Ruiz. I like that. I like how he compared Wilder to Andy Ruiz. Okay? Because Andy Ruiz, he didn't do anything after he lost to Joshua, and that shit was 3 years ago. Late December 1st, 2019. This man fought once since then. He hasn't fought over a year since the return of the ring, and he got dropped. Okay, so yeah, the money is definitely a motivating factor for not fighting. You know what I'm saying? So, clever. The only problem was that Wilder, we haven't given him a chance to come back to the ring. But as of right now, the comparison's similar. How? Well, Wilder hasn't came back into the ring. Okay, so it hasn't been a year, though. It ain't been as bad as Andy. So if Johnny would have mentioned that after October 9th, and it's been a full solid calendar year since he's has been back in the ring, yeah, that would have been a great comparison, because Andy ain't did dick since then, really. But get dropped by a 40-year-old Chris Arreola, shouts out to him. Right? So that's really all we've saw from Andy Ruiz. So Deontay Wilder, he might not have anything left, and I think the only way we're going to find out is to see that man get in the ring. If he doesn't return to the ring, people can say things like that, and they may have a good argument. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Johnny Nelson's take on Deontay Wilder. He's done. His spirit is broken. He's no longer the baddest man on the planet. Tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!